Hello, everybody. Welcome to the City of Charlestown Sanitary Sewer Board and our special meeting, or regular special meeting rescheduled from July 4th. Nathan has us all ready to start with our call to order, and we're going to go ahead and do our Pledge of Allegiance and get this meeting underway.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Efficiency with time, that's what we have here. Let the record show that all three members are present, as well as Clerk Treasurer Donna Coomer and our Attorney Bo Zeller. We have an agenda that's been provided. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Ryan.
Second.
Second by Nathan. Any edits? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. We have our standing business, which includes our meeting minutes from June 20th, our current claims, and our payroll allowance docket from June 16th to July 6th. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Ryan.
Second.
Second by Nathan. Any edits? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Do we have anybody signed up for public comment? No? Deal? No old business, straight into new business. Tim, you're up with your operator's report.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I have just a few items for the board, a couple informational, a couple requests. The first informational item that I would present to the board, well, let me first start out by saying that with the amount of storms we've had over the past few weeks or whatever, we've fared very, very well through those. We had one instance where we were without power for about a 6-hour period at the Spring Street lift station. Thank goodness we had a mobile generator. The city actually has two. We did deploy one and didn't miss a skip, or we didn't skip a beat. So things went well there. The plant operated very well through the outage, and things are good there. The other thing that I would like to, actually it is in the form of a request of the board this afternoon is, excuse me, you may recall a couple, 2-3 months ago, maybe longer, I was before the board requested for some televising and cleaning footage associated with our I&I removal program associated with the agreed order. We have to date completed about 5,270 linear foot of the 20,000 foot total that was approved by the board at that time. We are getting ready this week to go into Mini Basin 3, which is out in the Edgewood Sunset Trail area. The projected footage in that basin itself is a little larger than Basin 6, which where we was, is a little over 18,000 linear feet. The reason why I point that out to the board is the grand total of that, if we finish that basin, which I'm here recommending today, is going to put us over footage-wise of about 3,286 feet. What that amounts to is about $6,700 over the original allotment associated with the 20,000 feet. But when we get this company in town, we like to keep them here and keep them busy. I do not want to, I would prefer not to let them reach 20,000 feet and say, you're done. So my request today is, can we extend them out extra 3,000 feet to go on and get that basin completely done? Zach Klein and I have talked extensively about it. We think this is a very good basin to do our investigation in. The peaking factor is fairly high, and would recommend the board to consider approval of that extra 3,300 feet.
What are your findings so far since you've been running?
We found, our findings, to be very honest with you, we had one infiltration point at Mini Basin 6, which was concerning to us. It was actually at a lateral tap to the main line. It was running probably, to give you an idea, about 3 water hose volume full. We've yet to get in there and cap that. We need to get in there and cap that, but I got a feeling, and I think Zach would probably substantiate this, that a lot of our I&I is going to be found on private property and private laterals. As we continue to investigate these things, we're looking for that low-hanging fruit right now. I think where we will probably and ultimately end up going is some smoke testing in some areas, which will give us indications of like yard drains, downspouts that might be connected to the sanitary sewer line, and sump pumps. And I think that we're going to find that a lot of that flow is probably coming from those apparatuses. more so than major breaks in the main lines.
So how do we handle that? Is that a legal thing? We send letters and they got a cease and desist type deal, or?
Yeah, we would need to look also, at their, in the recorder's office, their land records too, just to get an idea, because we've had past issues there, but, yeah, it would be a legal question, and probably letters.
Probably have an ordinance on it that they can't have that tapped in, I'm assuming, don't we?
Well, yeah, I think, I mean, we would need to define, better define in our community what an illicit connection is, so, and that, there's a lot of documentation out there that we can draw upon.
Well, I know, but I assume Charlestown already has some kind of ordinance that says you cannot tie downspout drains and sump pumps to sewer line. I'm just assuming that would serve.
I believe we do, I'll verify with Tony, but I do think that exists. We can look and find that, so that if you do find them, we can send letters appropriately
Yeah.
that reference the
According
ordinance.
to our
Yeah.
ordinance, here's
Yeah.
why you can't do this, and please remove it from your.
Right, right.
I'll make a motion to extend, what you said, 3,000 feet?
Yeah, 3,286 to be exact.
I'll make a motion to extend that far.
What's the price, just for clarification?
The price is approximately going to put, the original estimate was right at $41,000 to complete this project. And we're estimating that this approximate cost would be between an additional $6,000 to $7,000.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion by Ryan to extend 3,286 feet, which is an average increase between $6,000 and $7,000. We have a second by Nathan. Any other questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous.
Thank you, thank you. One really good tidbit of information I'd like to get you before I ask for more money is that we did have another operator, but since the last board meeting, achieve and obtain his Class 4 operations
That's
license. That's 3 Class 4s we have in our utility right now. So very proud of that. And as well as this board should be very proud of
Yeah,
that.
that's what we did.
That's huge.
So is that Josh now?
That is Josh Winslow, yes ma'am.
That's really good, Tim. That's good leadership.
I'm very proud of it.
Good job.
Thank you, thank you.
Excellent, thank you.
Now for,
Now you voted or something, now you want.
now I'm gonna go to something, this is actually a
Is
topic.
that how you did that on purpose? You sandwiched it, need more
Okay.
money, good news.
I've learned something over
Need more
30
money.
years.
It is.
Thank you. Something that we discussed at the last board meeting, if you recall, Mr. Haggerty, which is unfortunately wasn't able to be here today, and I presented change orders associated with the new wastewater treatment plant. There were 3 change orders at that time, one being for the aeration cascade, if you recall, one being for the SSI diffusers in the aeration basin. The third one was for the sludge building modifications. Today I have with me a formal request for signatures for 2 of the 3 of those change orders, that being the cascade and the second one being the diffusers for the aeration basins. The prices that were quoted at the last meeting have not changed. They are identical on this formal request.
So we already voted on those. We don't need to vote again?
Yeah, I believe in the prior meeting minutes,
Yeah.
all 3 change orders were approved
Right.
at those prices.
Okay.
So as long as those match an actual change order with what was voted on, you're fine.
All right, so we'll just,
I'll
I'll just
make
execute
these
those at the end of the meeting.
Sure. Okay. Last but not least, I do have here another topic of a project that Mr. Klein and I have been working on. It is the Market Street repair and replacement of the bottleneck, which is what we referenced it to. At the last meeting, we did open bids. There were 5 bids that were submitted. Mr. Klein has graciously reviewed those, provided a breakdown sheet. I apologize because of the change in the date in the meeting. I did not get those out prior to the meeting today for your review, but I did ask Mr. Klein to come in today and kind of explain to you and make a recommendation to award the bid to the winning contractor.
Mr. Klein?
Yeah, good afternoon. So we opened the bids last meeting and read them aloud, and then went back through. We did the bid tab analysis and did some back checking with the contractors, making sure all the numbers were right, all numbers added up and we're in agreement. So saw no issues with the low bidder. especially assuming we were wanting to consider the alternative bid where we're gonna replace in the same trench, which was quite a large savings that seems certainly the preferred path forward. So that, ultimately, the low bidder was Lawyer Excavating, and at that alternative bid, their number was $41,490.62. But otherwise, their bid package was complete and accurate, so there was certainly no issues on our end.
Why are they almost like half compared to everybody else?
Well, the base bid, I would kind of didn't focus on that as much since we knew the numbers with the bid tabulation, it's hard to know where or why. But I will say, so for the base bid, which is what we had our engineering estimate for, the majority of the bids were close to what we assumed or expected for that original plan. So seeing that and knowing we were within the ballpark with everybody, what the base bid was, and then quite a few in agreement on the alternative being around that 40 to 50,000, that always gives you a good feeling that there's nobody, not a super low bidder, and something might be missed and issued for later on. So I feel pretty comfortable with that alternative bid.
Okay. So, we would need a motion to approve the low bidder Lawyer Excavating at $41,409.62.
Correct.
I'll make that motion.
A motion by Nathan Grimes,
One second.
second by Ryan Hoskins. Any other questions? All right, with no other questions, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous, so you're good to move forward on that. Did you get my email about the company reached out? Will you follow up with them and let them?
Yeah, give them
tell
the
you
information.
Who was awarded the bid? Thank you.
Absolutely. On the contract documents for this Mark and Thompson, will you be signing those? Because I did bring the initial paperwork, so I'll hand it
Yes.
up. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I really want to take just a quick moment to publicly recognize all the responsive bidders on this particular project. They did come back as Zach insinuated. The initial engineering quote or estimate for this particular job was over $100,000. The multiple Lawyer and a lot of the other responsive bidders come back to us with an idea, the idea which you have awarded today, that substantially lowered that price. That's good corporate partnership, and we appreciate that. So
Good.
that's all I have, unless the board has any other questions of me.
Well, we're good.
Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, Tim, did you want to give the board an update on where you are with the hiring process real quick?
Yes, I can. To date, we've received about 21 applications. I had one individual that we was very interested in. As a matter of fact, had extended a job offer to. He was a certified operator. He had CDL license. Unfortunately, he declined the offer, stating that he made more money, you know, the things that you expect from people. We're continuing to review. I was actually out of the office all last week. That's one of my priorities going forward. We hope to have somebody in place by the end of this month, to be conservatively speaking. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
The only other item of new business is another SRF disbursement for PACE contracting in the amount of $586,411. This has already been through engineering review, Tim. It's been
Yes.
through your review as well?
Yes.
So we need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Ryan,
Second.
second by Nathan. Any questions on that? Where are we now with what, we finished up the River Ridge money. So what are we taking from now? Is it SRF proceeds or is it ready?
It's bond proceeds.
Yeah.
Bond proceeds.
Right.
So then we'll move to what we had withdrawn from the ready funds. Okay. All right. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. I think that is all of our business, unless anybody has
I have
anything
a
else.
question.
Yes, sir.
This is just a general question. On, I think we've already approved the changes for the
The Cascade aerator.
The SSI thing from
Yes,
the
yes.
company that did it before or whatever and all
Yes.
that, and I assume that's not opening us up to any legal thing about switching?
No, I've been assured through different sources, be it from the contractor to the engineer. The fact of the matter here is, no, stand up while I talk. The fact of the matter here is, I understand that this was not a bid process that was presented by the city. Therefore, I don't think there's any, and Bo may be better to answer this myself, but I don't think there's any liability on our part at all.
Okay. And we want a good product, I'm not saying that.
Absolutely.
Also don't want to have any, open up any can of worms either, so, okay.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, with that, I just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Ryan, or a second?
I guess I'll say.
If you don't, I will. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned.